"Stop right there, Mr. Trump!" The host's voice roared across the studio. Cameras rolled. The audience froze. Millions watched live. No one expected what would happen next. What began as a routine interview turned into one of the most explosive moments in television history. It started like any other high-profile political segment. Donald Trump, bold as ever, stepped onto the set of The Daniel Cross Show, a popular evening broadcast known for direct, no-nonsense interviews. The stage was set. The lights were on. Trump was calm. The host, Daniel Cross, however, had something different in mind. This wasn't going to be another polite Q&A. This was a reckoning. For weeks, Cross had expressed frustration on air. He'd seen leaders dodge questions, twist facts, and manipulate emotions. But what pushed him over the edge was Trump's recent claim that the system was still rigged, that he alone could fix it, and that everyone else was either weak or corrupt. It was the same message, but this time, Cross refused to let it slide. "Are you serious?" Cross asked after Trump's opening statement. "You're still pushing this narrative, even after everything this country's been through?" Trump smiled, shrugged, and replied, "Because it's true. People know it. They feel it." That's when Cross exploded. He slammed his notes on the table. "You keep saying people know it, but what do you actually offer them? You stir them up, but where's the solution? Where's the leadership?" Trump leaned forward. "You don't get it. They need strength, and I give them strength." "No, you give them fear," Cross shot back. "You feed off their anger and confusion. And now here you are, spinning the same lines while Americans are tired, divided, and desperate for something real." The room went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Even the crew looked stunned. This wasn't scripted. This wasn't rehearsed. This was raw. Trump chuckled. "You're just another angry TV guy trying to boost ratings." "I'm angry because I care," Cross said, his voice trembling with emotion. "I care that kids grow up thinking shouting is strength. I care that facts don't seem to matter anymore. And I care that people like you keep pretending you're the answer when all you do is throw gasoline on the fire." At this point, the internet was already in chaos. Clips from the live broadcast flooded social media. Memes, reactions, hot takes, everything exploded within minutes. People were either stunned or cheering. Some called Cross a hero. Others said he crossed a line, but no one could stop watching. Then came the moment that made history. Cross pulled out a folder and opened it. Inside were facts, quotes, figures, documented actions. "Let's walk through what you've actually done," he said. "Not what you say, what you've really done." Trump interrupted. "I don't need a history lesson." "Yes, you do," Cross answered, "because this isn't about the past. This is about what kind of future we're building. And I'm tired of watching it get torn apart by empty promises and blame games." Trump stood up. The tension snapped. He pulled off his mic. "You're not worth my time," he muttered and walked off set. Silence. Then Cross turned to the camera. "He walked away. But we can't. Not anymore. We have to ask the hard questions. We have to demand real answers. Because this country doesn't need more noise. It needs truth." The studio fell into stunned applause. The next morning, major headlines read, "TV host breaks live. Trump walks out. Daniel Cross sparks nationwide debate." And "moment that shook America." Politicians, celebrities, and regular viewers weighed in. Was it too much? Or was it exactly what the nation needed? Days passed, but the conversation didn't fade. Cross appeared on multiple platforms, explaining he hadn't planned the outburst. "I didn't lose control," he said. "I gained clarity. That wasn't about politics. That was about people." Trump later responded at a rally. "TV hosts don't run the country," he said. "They melt down, and they beg for attention." His supporters cheered, but even some of his own base admitted that Cross had struck a nerve. Weeks later, something surprising happened. Ratings on The Daniel Cross Show doubled. But more importantly, people started having deeper conversations at home, online, in schools, at work. They weren't arguing like before. They were asking questions. They were reflecting, not just on Trump, but on how media, politics, and leadership actually work. In the end, this wasn't just a fight between a host and a former president. It became a mirror. It showed us what we've accepted, what we've ignored, and what we're willing to tolerate in the name of strength. So what happens next? That's up to the people watching, because the cameras may have stopped rolling, but the story, our story, is still being written. And if one angry TV host can spark that kind of moment, maybe we're closer to change than we think. Let this be a reminder, sometimes truth doesn't come quietly. Sometimes it arrives loud, unfiltered, and uninvited. But when it does, we need to listen.